Welcome to the Yield101 introductory tutorial. Yield101 is an app for iPhone, iPod, and iPad devices. It is produced by Molecular Materials Informatics and Eidogen-Sertanty. Yield101 is designed to be a useful lab bench tool for preparatory chemical reactions before, during, and after the experiment. To demonstrate, we are going to use the dimethylation of aniline as an example. First of all, we need to draw the first reactant, which is aniline. Now that we have drawn the structure of the first reactant, it is displayed on the screen, as you can see. The number of equivalents is 1, which is the default, and all of the other quantity information is left blank. Note that underneath there is a small icon which is MORE, which stands for Mobile Reagents, and when activated this icon indicates that this structure is present in the Mobile Reagents dataset. Now we need to draw the second reactant, which is dimethyl carbonate. We need to change the stoichiometry of this reactant to 2 since 2 equivalents are being used. To specify the product, which is dimethyl aniline, we can copy the structure of the first reactant and paste it into the product section. And then we need to modify the structure Now the structures and stoichiometry for the reactants and product have all been defined, so it is time now to enter some quantity information. If we are doing this reaction on a 10 gram scale according to the amount of aniline, we click on the mass box and enter the quantity. Note that 10 grams has appeared in the mass box and also the number of moles have been calculated. Since aniline is the primary reactant from which the yield and all other equivalences will be based, we can click on the primary field and that will toggle it on. And as you can see, the amount of reagent, the dimethyl carbonate, has been calculated automatically. So the moles has been derived from the stoichiometry and the primary reactant, and the mass of this substance has been calculated from the molecular weight of the structure. Dimethyl carbonate is a liquid, and so we may wish to measure the quantity by volume rather than mass. The density is known, and so if we click on the density field and provide the lookup value, you can see that the volume has been calculated from the mass, which was in turn calculated from the stoichiometry. So now we have all of the information we need to figure out how much of the substance we need to add by volume. If we want to know how much of our product we would obtain if there was 100% theoretical yield, we can just click on the yield box for the product and enter in 100%. And as you can see, the molar quantity and the mass of the product are calculated from this information. Once the experiment has been done, we know how much we actually obtained, so we'll clear out this hypothetical maximum yield and enter the quantity that we actually obtained. And as you can see, now the calculated yield for this reaction is shown. So basically, the Yield101 app calculates all of the possible missing quantities based on what you provide. You don't need to work out the molecular weight. All you have to do is check to see that the structure is correct and the stoichiometry is appropriate for the reaction. Once the scheme has been entered and you're satisfied with it, you may just need to copy down the numbers into your lab notebook, but there are also a number of other options. For example, we can store the scheme within our own personal collection on a cloud-based server. And then later on, we can recall the scheme. Or we can generate a publication quality PDF file, and we can preview this. And if you have a printer attached to your device, you can send it directly to the printer. Alternatively, we can email the raw information along with a copy of the printable result. So this outgoing email contains all of the information necessary for another user to download the reaction content, or alternatively to view or print out the PDF file. Note that for all three of these reaction components, the mobile reagents icon is activated. So that means if we click on any one of these, we can launch the mobile reagents app and check on the compound availability. Note that this is also true for the product, so in fact we could have avoided doing this reaction entirely.